this is you, you've probably been lying awake at night replaying the same question in your head. What is she thinking now that I'm not chasing her? Maybe you've gone silent, not out of strength, but because you're tired of being the only one giving. Maybe you've pulled back, wondering if she even notices or if your absence means nothing at all. It eats at you, doesn't it? The silence, the wondering, the fear that she'll just move on without a second thought. You ask yourself, does she feel relieved that I'm not chasing anymore? Or is there a part of her that actually misses my presence, my attention, my energy? Maybe this feels familiar. You've been told all your life that you have to keep pursuing, keep proving your worth, keep running after her. But deep down, there's another part of you. The part that wonders if stepping back will make her finally see what she had in front of her all along. So what really goes on in her mind when you stop chasing? Is she smiling at the thought of freedom, or is she suddenly unsettled by the silence you've left behind? Most men get this situation wrong because they've been conditioned to believe that chasing equals caring. They think if they pull back, she'll forget them, so they keep pouring effort into someone who hasn't earned it. But here's the truth. Chasing is not strength. It's a sign of fear. Fear of losing her, fear of being alone, and women feel that. When you stop chasing, you're not abandoning her. You're stepping into something deeper. A core masculine principle. Value doesn't run after validation. A man who knows his worth doesn't beg for attention. He allows space for a woman to step forward if she truly wants to be there. What most men don't realize is that your absence often speaks louder than your presence ever could. It forces her to confront the question, was I enjoying his pursuit or was I enjoying him? And that's when the truth finally shows itself. She sits on her bed, phone in hand, the glow of the screen washing over her face. No new messages. The silence stretches longer than she expected. She scrolls through old texts, the ones where you replied instantly, where you asked how her day was, where you kept the energy alive. Why hasn't he reached out? She thinks, her thumb pausing on your name. At first, she tells herself it doesn't matter. She laughs it off, posts a story, convinces herself she's too busy to care. But hours pass. The house feels quieter. Her laughter feels forced. And somewhere in the back of her mind, a whisper starts. Was he chasing me? The silence grows heavier. She replays your last conversation. Your voice calm, steady, certain. Did I take him for granted? Did I mistake his effort for weakness? For the first time, she's not the one deciding. You are. And in that stillness where your words used to fill the space, she finally feels the weight of what's missing. Your presence, your attention, your energy. What she thought would feel like freedom now feels like a question she doesn't want to answer. One of the biggest false beliefs men carry is thinking that if they stop chasing, she'll forget about them. The truth is, chasing doesn't make you unforgettable, it makes you predictable. What captures her attention isn't constant pursuit, it's your ability to hold your ground when she pulls away. Another false belief is that her silence means rejection. In reality, silence is often a test. She wants to feel if you're a man who can stand strong in the void, or if you'll collapse the moment her attention disappears. You didn't lose interest, you lost yourself in trying to keep hers. She didn't ghost you, you disappeared from yourself. The 3% man doesn't see space as rejection, he sees it as clarity. This is what he understands. A woman is drawn to strength she can feel, not pressure she can escape from. He knows that chasing isn't leadership, it's insecurity dressed up as effort. Instead of panicking when she pulls back, he becomes more rooted. He trusts that his value isn't tied to her attention. This is how he leads with presence, not pressure, by allowing her the freedom to feel the weight of his absence while he continues to live fully with or without her. The mindset shift is simple but powerful. He doesn't need her to choose him for him to be enough. And that quiet confidence changes everything. Because women don't think about the man who begged. They think about the man who stood still and never lost himself. There comes a moment when the silence that once felt unbearable suddenly feels like freedom. You're sitting there staring at your phone, waiting for her to notice, for her to reach out, for her to validate that you mattered. But then something shifts. You realize you've been measuring your value by her absence instead of your presence. It's like stepping out of a fog. You see that your worth was never tied to whether she texts back or whether she misses you. The weight you carried wasn't her rejection, it was your own forgetting. Forgetting who you are when you're not chasing, when you're not begging, when you're simply standing in the quiet strength of yourself. And in that stillness, you awaken to a deeper truth. You don't need to run after what cannot recognize your value. You only need to remember it yourself. That's the moment you stop waiting for her thoughts to define you and start living from your own. When you no longer chase, she's left to face the truth that what she's missing isn't your pursuit, it's your presence.